Hi people, my name is Eddie and I'm a creative. So I'm here on behalf of Sekyeru Media to talk about marketing. And I know that Sekyeru Media has been covering really marketing tips to help businesses grow, to help individuals grow, to help companies grow. So I'm really just continuing on that. And basically today we're going to look at graphics. Yeah, graphics is wide. I'm going to really limit it to what I'm here to cover, which is really animation. As a creative, I'm really a designer, I'm a photographer, and partly a videographer. Animation is big, it's wide, it's really broad, it's a broad topic, and I don't know if we can really cover it now, but I'm going to just explain it in a way that it helps your business grow, or it helps you as an individual really beef up your products, beef up your services. So graphics has really come on growing from simply 2D graphics to 3D graphics to motion graphics, and right in there of motion graphics is where animation really falls. It has had its own evolution, yeah, from simply paper animation where you had split frames on paper to now 3D animation. All those are evolutions. Now I want to think of why is it relevant to your company? Why is it relevant to your business? Why is it relevant to you as an individual? Animations really help communicate emotions because as creatives, what we do is we depict the clientele's emotions of what they want to communicate. Yeah, we don't really think for the clients. We just bring out what the client really wants to put out there. Animation helps you do that because it is really not timeless. And animation has really rocked that. There's a reason why we still have Tom and Jerry on the market, because animation is really timeless. As a business, you want to think of where do you want to go as a brand? What do you want to achieve as a brand? Who are your target audience? Some of those things have been covered really by Sekyeru Media in the previous episodes. But you want to think as a brand, what are you looking out for? Because you might think animation is the best for you, but then it's not the best. So even as you're approaching graphics, then think broadly in terms of the aspect for graphics, but then start to zero down to what is most relevant for your clientele and for you as a business, for you as an individual, because I think as a nation we have really smaller groups or smaller individuals gigging, yeah, the gig men. So you want to think of what is really best for you as an individual or as a company. Another reason why you should consider animation is because if you're really doing like a video, then you want to think of makeup, you want to think of models, you want to think of all that. With animation, you want to think of just an idea and a creative, and it has always worked. It's a bit time costly, depending on the workforce of the creative or the human resource for the creative. You either have a span of like a month to just produce an animation, or less, or more, I don't know. It just depends the creative really you're dealing with and what you want to achieve with them. The other reason why you should consider animation is because animation is like really a new evolution in terms of graphics. If you look at the adverts really that are being pushed out today, 80% of them are really operating on animations. I can describe many, but just know animation falls in the category of either 2D or 3D animation. The most common in Uganda right now is really 2D. There are so many adverts that can really push you to, and you see that. I think Airtel has a 2D animation. Recently I saw immunization. It was done by Katoto. Africell is also doing 2D animation. So you want to consider animation because it is like the new mode of communication in terms of graphics. So you want to be up your game. However, I want to discuss the challenges that come there with animation. Because now we've covered animation, one can be there and you're thinking, yeah, this is the right way to go. But before you really make that decision, you want to get back and re-envision your company, re-envision your products, re-envision your services. What are you trying to achieve? Who are your target audience? Because as a nation, we are really a growing nation, and one of the things I've really discovered in my field is that as we grow, I think maturity is really measured on when you last watched a cartoon, yeah? So you want to be really alert on that, because you might lose clients just because of that, because you're targeting really the aged and then you're giving them cartoons. They're going to really kind of pull back. It's one of the challenges. But as a company, as a brand, as an individual, you want to think of who are your audience, what kind of service are you giving them, what do you want them to respond to the kind of artwork or the kind of graphic you're giving them. So one of the challenges in animation or graphic as a broad product is the communication between the client and the creative. if there is any loop, if there is any leak in the communication, you're always going to have back and forth, which is like a virus to the creatives. Yeah, no one wants to get to that thing of back and forth, because you reach a point and you're tired of the work. Maybe depending even on your esteem, you might feel really judged whether you're producing or really not really producing. So you always want to think straight your ideas, then you come with well laid out ideas to the creative, because what we are doing on the creative side is really we are depicting your emotions. We are really like depicting your ideas. We are putting them into a more consumable item, yeah, I should say. So you want to really organize your thoughts. By the time you come to the creative, you have well laid out steps. Because, for example, there was a project I did for a client, and it was in the health sector. I individually am not a doctor. I don't even deal in the health sector. I only go there for treatment if I'm sick. So then I need to start understanding what the virus is like. What does it do? Who is affected by this virus? What does this virus look like? You need so as a person in the health sector, you want to come with all that idea, or you want to come with all those thoughts well laid out to explain it to me in the simplest terms that I can really then depict it to the people out. However, it is different when you come to me and you just tell me I want like a small thing that is going to do this. What is that small thing? Yeah. So really that is the main challenge with animation. The other challenge, I think I shared it earlier, is really the target audience. You want to think, do your people like cartoons? Are the people you're trying to target really TV people? Because at times you want motion graphics, when basically your product is going to make more sense with a still graphic. So you want to also consider that. Then you want to also consider the budget. What's your budget like? Because as a brand, you might really want to do 3D animation, but then your budget cannot afford 3D animation. Yeah. So do your research, then set out, or at times reach out to the creatives. In the creatives world, I think there is a lot of consultation that is really not paid for. I'll give you an example. People will really reach out to the photographers and they're like, how much do you shoot for a bridal shower? Yeah, that's already consultation. In the creative, we don't charge it. You never go to a doctor and tell him how much do you remove a tooth. No, you first pay consultation, then you walk into the office and they can really now guide you. Even then, on top of your consultation, they have the opportunity to guide you, because you might be planning to remove the tooth, but it can be really like worked on. So give that chance to the creative also. Reach out to them and inquire that this is what I want to do. Does it best communicate in 2D? Does it best communicate in 3D? Does it best communicate in motion graphics or still graphics? Yeah, really do that kind of research. So I hope this was really helpful and you learned a thing or two. Reach out and see what really works best for you. So for more weekly marketing tips, follow Sekyeru Media on Facebook, Instagram, follow their YouTube page. There is a lot of content there. You can also message in for any questions and they'll really get back to you. Thank you so much and stay well. Have a blessed week.